What is your take on the recent attack on the churches that we know of, Desa Melawati and Assumption?
Well, one thing I do know, people who say they believe in God have to show a lot more restraint whenever there is a lot of emotion running high. So I think that's the one thing we have to prove to people, that religion is not irrational, it is very rational, and therefore anyone who claims to believe in God must at least reflect who God is, rationality, something like that. Yeah. So I would like to see that those people who do this type of attacks are just acting out of emotion. They haven't given themselves the time, and I suspect they haven't given themselves the dignity to step back and say, what are we telling the world? What sort of message are we sending across the world to say that we believe in God, and yet we behave in ways that does not commensurate with our belief in God?
Why do you think these attacks took place in the first place?
It's an emotive issue, just like land is an emotive issue. So certain things mean certain things to people. So it doesn't take a lot to stir up emotion. I think the Prime Minister has a lot to do with being the voice of reason for the country. Remember, he promised to be the Prime Minister for the whole country. At the moment when everyone is emotional, he should at least make known his stance that we will not stand for this type of a behavior. In a country that is independent after 52 years, 52 years, there has to be some kind of a way of proceeding in which we can claim that we've come a long way. We're not regressing, put it this way.
Do you think it's too politicized?
It is politicized. It doesn't affect me. Personally, it doesn't affect me. To use Allah or not, it doesn't affect me. But it affects those who claim to be those who are Malaysians. Secondly, who are Bumiputras as well, and they come from Sabah and Sarawak. Bumiputra do not just cover the Malays of Peninsular Malaysia, they cover Sabah and Sarawak, and they have been Christians long before this issue became politicized. What sort of message are we sending to these Bumiputras in Sabah and Sarawak? That you are second-class Bumiputra? Can't lah. After 52 years, we can't do that. But the Prime Minister and the Home Minister who said that people have the right, you have to ask yourself a question: where is the justice in all this? When, let's say, Hindraf were to say we want to protest, what happens? Already the newspaper will come up, we warn you not to do this, we warn you not to do this. And here you have the Home Minister saying, everyone has a right these people have a right to protest. Now, the right to protest itself, I'm not disputing. I'm just asking, how come there's selective application of the law? Again, personally, doesn't affect me, but yet, rational people will ask questions like this. We're not blind.
Regardless it happens or not, that they should have done something to prevent it. Do you think the government should have done something like that?
Yeah, the government could have done a lot more. Take a good point. Najib went to school, St. John's Institution. Hishamuddin, St. John's Institution, were they converted? You ask yourself this question. Now, before someone embraces Islam, someone is led by the reasonableness of Islam. You come to a point where it says, this is a religion which teaches so much good, and so I'm embracing this religion. Suddenly, after I've embraced this religion, I'll be confused after that.
Did SFX receive any threats, or is
no
SFX
threats.
Anticipating anything?
We did not receive any threats. We only received SMSs sent by goodwill, people of goodwill, calls, people of goodwill saying that they are hearing this and that. So what we have done is just basically, take necessary precaution. We just inform the relevant authorities that we've heard this. So perhaps the relevant authorities should just station their people outside.
So, in your opinion, what precautionary methods should all churches take?
This question is not just about this issue that we are facing right now. No. Minus this religious so-called issue that we have right now. already I think churches really need to take other precaution. For example, we've got people coming in here to steal, for example. Yeah, I think we have to look into the general and the larger picture of security in the nation. You know, so there's a certain sense that we are ghetto. We will become more ghettos. So don't want to move in that direction. But yet, by and large, if the relevant authorities, civil authorities, are not doing what they're supposed to do, you find that people will take that type of precaution more and more.
Do you think we are still a tolerant country?
I think we ought to send out the message that, look, the rhetoric of intimidation and fear must come to an end. It must be replaced by a rhetoric of rationality, a rhetoric of dialogue, not just toleration, of dialogue, of genuine aim towards unity in the country. We have to go towards that. There's no two ways about it.
Do you see this as a mockery to democracy?
No, I just think that it's a painful road towards maturity.
Has the police or the authorities given you any assurance?
Yeah, they have. They have given the assurance that nothing untoward will take place, and that that I'm told that there are special branch around.
Do you foresee any counter-attack?
Honestly speaking, I don't think Christians go on that path. Christians may kill Christians, though, but I don't think we would go on that path. In fact, I think one of the things we ought to do more is to pray for the country.
Will you bring it up during Sunday's worship?
If I bring up anything at all, it is to tell people that we have to turn more and more to God. In a situation like this where we have no control. Often we have no control. Okay, we have to rely on God, for He alone is our protector.